The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our fire department, countywide, except for the building, we cover everything from Athens to Richmond, all the way to Wildwood, all the way east of Wildwood, down to Coleman, up to Central, everything all over the building. There's also some areas that aren't the villages, but they are close enough to it, they cover. So there's like there's all those villages, because they're distant, so therefore we don't cover. That's almost 500 square miles. We do that with 9 fire stations. One's kind of right up to us. And that means these fire stations have a relatively large area to cover. And it's typically places where either sectors of population are, or they're placed, in a home setting in between some smaller areas. So, for example, station 23 is down on 673 I-75, the crew exit. There's nobody around that. There's a couple RV parks and a few houses that they can go in between. There's no limit except for what's north. So, just on the concern there, so they can be strategically placed to make sure we're providing relatively decent service. Understanding that all the calls that we run, when the majority of the calls we run, are in town. Here in the Panasoffkee, Coastal, Wildwood, those are the five ones there. Wildwood being that highest one there. Keeping that on all the Wildwood. So if you've been to Wildwood, they do one. All of you live here, most of you live here. You see this truck? We don't live here. Some of these areas out and up like where I live, at the year time, they're running at 471. So we want to make sure that if you need us, we're there. So how we staff and how we deploy fire engines, ambulances, ladder trucks, tanker trucks, it's a mixture of where is the volume, where are the calls happening, and we got to make sure that doesn't cover the case that we're going to be out there if there's people where they're all happening. So fire department, traditionally, fire suppression. The fire engines, house fires, small fires. They're working a house fire right now in Florida. If you have a fire behind you, down the left today, we have 4 fires today. Here lately, it's been structure fire. We're not almost every year, all day. Right? On Facebook, like the internet, like that, fire working over there. 4 or 5, not 4 or 5 days. The fire suppressor is easily the most dangerous, high risk thing that we do. We also had the potential to have a very block, but really it's low volume, 3%. And the block, they said, get about one a day, related. How is that low volume? Within this 20 so that we run our EMS volume down. And then I would say once a month or maybe twice a month, we end up with a hazmat call out of that. Same frequency, we end up with a technical rescue. There's technical rescue today, we got somebody else called today, that's considered technical rescue. Right? Getting people out of high situations like the trees or off the roof, technical rescue. Stuck in a trench, stuck in a hole, technical rescue. Those are low frequency events, but they're also very high risk. Somebody's stuck at the top of the tree or on their roof or something like that, having some kind of emergency. It's going to happen that often, but for that person, very high risk for that person. But then large volume of calls, medical calls. And sometimes you may see the engine or the engine will travel down the road to the medical call without lights and sirens. It's because we've learned through talking to them that they have a medical emergency, they have a reason for us to come in, but the time is not of the essence. Well, it doesn't sound like a very high risk call. It's not. But when something is very high volume, it tends to bring resources from the things that are high risk. So we have a big balance in that. Covering 500 square miles-ish of this water source, but it's drowned off. From 9 stations, right now, we're doing that with 2 people per engine. 18 firefighters are covered almost the entire time. Now, the people that are on the ambulances, even though they're blue, some of them are white, those are police and fire ambulances, those are our firefighters. AMR is not there. They have office in Bushmill, they have a few trucks there in Bushmill, but they have that so they can go do other things in other counties and that's it. They're just occupying the state there. For that reason. Matter of fact, last week, when we inspected our ambulances, there's 3/4 of the way done. They look really good. Right? We have the pictures posted out showing kind of the progress of them. They're up to date, they're meant for firefighting and EMS. Those firefighters, all the people we hire are firefighters and EMS people, firefighters and paramedics. So I could be on an ambulance right now, but I go to a shelter fire, put down my stethoscope in my medical box, and I put on PPE, I put on over here, put on everything, and go to work for the fire. They're individual certified, so I can take computer, they fall. When the surge is, the demand is for fire. Fire enrollment, a lot of resources. There's times when we have a lot of medical calls, we have to pull those people off the fire engine to put them on ambulance to ready to call. So imagine, and this is where we get into what I explained to the board and the public as unsustainable. Every told you on the fire suppression apparatus is 18 people. Sometimes, because I don't have enough people, because we don't have the amount of funding we need, it's unsustainable. I have to pull people from a fire engine, put them on an ambulance. So that goes from 18 engines to 14 engines. I'm sorry, 9% of engines, which means that goes from 18 people to 14 people. So it should take 17 to fight for a second fire attack. It takes 17 people. We can do it with 10 to 12. Maybe less than 10, I'm sure. Unless it's a fire that's very small, trash, wood, can, something like that. But full shelter fire, the ones you see on Facebook, the ones you see on the news, fires, smoke rolling out of the house, right? Lots of fire engines there, clothesline going in, ladder trucks up, putting the whole searching for medical people. That requires highly trained, physically fit people. Anybody know calorie-wise, the calories firefighter burns in an hour on your fire? city. So, spend a few hours on shelter fire, it's like 1,500 gallons. And you might have to go get it out. Then if I just come off that fire and go on ambulance, and go run 4 or 5 miles, maybe it's 2 a.m., 3 or 4 hours of food, and then come back on and go do that fire. So it's demanding work, and the push is there, and love it, why it's a career, why it's a career. But this, sometimes on the engines, sometimes on the rescue, they not sustainable, why I presented have not been why I submitted it on and have that, and they, hey, we doing it. We should. So what needs to happen is we have people to be able to have this large, full fire suppression. And enough people have it for the end. So that as it's designed, you can still have a fire when you're in, still have the end. Let's just get that up. The most efficient, most effective way to grow forward, make sure we can keep keeping up with the demand and the building. And the demand of all is to have a buffer of people. Now I have 3 or 4 people on fire engine. Now I need 12 folks on fire, and I need 3 engines to go through. If I get to 3 or 4, right, and still have all the rescue, then if I get 2 overwhelmed, or I get 2 fires, I still full rescue, still have enough ambulances or ambulance rescue. You're going to call. Go to heart attack, go to stroke, go to trauma, go to the sport burst for 4 days, we take to the hospital. My doctor called and said my lab was bad, and I had to go to the hospital. We still run those balls. We still intend to get the picture and me back. The day to the hospital, even if it's not an emergency, it's just, I need to go to the hospital. We need to be able to have those folks available to come to your home, evaluate you, take your rating care, or come to your emergency team and save your life if people will need it. Without pulling from the needs of the department. So, again, it's like, well, if that's the case, then why don't you have a whole separate EMS, a whole separate fire? So they're never going to want. They're talking almost like people. I'm asking you, and I'm asking myself, and I'm asking my family, to pay more money. So I know where that's how most
fire-based EMS system work. They're firefighters and their paramedics, or EMTs. EMTs are EMT basic. They can do all life-saving things except for start an IV, give you medications, read your EKG. EMTs can't do that. Paramedics do IVs, medications, advanced level care. So when you're reading the news, or you're reading on Facebook, or you're talking amongst yourself, you're talking to me or somebody like that, and you hear ALS versus BLS, basic life support, advanced life support. Every single thing starts with basic life support first. If I trip and fall, or you trip and fall, and you get a cut, what do you do first? Basic life support. And if you do this first, I'm still bleeding a little bit, let me elevate it. Basic life support. Gauze, bandage, pressure, tourniquet. Basic life support. Oh, too much blood came out. We gotta replace some. Advance. Right? I'm not breathing so good, I'm having a hard time breathing. Oxygen, evaluation, listen to your lungs. Basic. Been really hard time breathing, I can't breathe no more, and you're gonna have to give me some extra medications or put a tube in, paramedic. And we can do those things on the fire engines and the ambulances. But not both of them, not all the time, right now. Because I need paramedics to be on the ambulances where the emergencies happen, which means they're not on fire engines. They tend to get there first because the ambulances are big. Level 3 is design. And folks, it's not going to be a light switch. It's not October 1. You're going to see this group, 30 people imagine it, materialize. It all takes time. But fire engines, ambulances, working together. One of them gets there first, does stabilization, the ambulance will pull up, take the patient down. couple weeks ago was EMS week. So me and some of the admin staff jumped on ambulances. We're gonna go out there and get some new people a break. You can imagine what it felt like for them and showing, the fire chief rolls up in the ambulance, they did pass down, but we're all very close with each other and we've all worked together for a while. So it worked like it should. The ambulance got here in my van. I'm sorry, the engine got here. Did what they needed to do. We showed up, the patient from the truck. See you later. Awesome. Had that been a very large emergency, had it been a big emergency, a very bad patient, then you would have the folks there. Also, hospital. That's what level 3 is designed for. So I wanted to make sure you understood that when you're asked to pay $355 a year, right? Worst case scenario, that was presented. We don't know the whole thing yet until the board makes a decision on the rate. There's certified values that got to come in. There's lots of other things. That's why I'm not giving out numbers that I don't have. But we know, hey, this is what it's going to cost at this point. $355 a year. Let's just say that's around $30 a month. $1 is at $29.50 something, right? That may sound de minimis when you say it's only $30 a month. But I remember a time, and I wouldn't want to just have somebody say, hey, you can't do nothing about it, you owe me $30 a month. I want you to understand what you're getting. Because you can choose to go to McDonald's, which is $15 for a Big Mac, by the way. Right. You can choose to go to McDonald's, or you can choose to go to the steakhouse. If you choose to go to the steakhouse, I'm going to pay $50 for the sport hot, or more than that. Yeah. Or I'm going to go to McDonald's and I'm going to get off the dollar menu because that's all I want to spend. You can't have something that you pay a whole lot less for and still have the quality. And the quality comes from the people. That's the number one expense that we have. We have to have the people. Last year we talked about, hey, you're going to have to cut this much out of your budget. Well, where was that money going to come from? Well, most of my budget is people. So if I don't have the money for the people got to go. That's how we made room for being able to have it out now, is because I had all these positions planned for. Well, those got to go. I have all these positions that aren't filled that we need and that we're authorized for, but we just think people ain't working here. Well, those got to go. And then I got to trend it back. And then you folks remember AMR was here. Hybrid, right? We were running some ambulances, they were running some ambulances. Well, those ambulances that they were running, they're billing for it. They're getting that money. The corporation is getting that money. I need that revenue. Okay, well, ask AMR, hey, you know what? Fix it now. We're going to do it now. So I can capture that revenue. Good move. Now the money that generates you taking y'all to the hospital, taking me to the hospital, back to the hospital, whoever, comes back in your account. Great. But I didn't get no extra to do that. I took on extra work. That's why it's the same. That's why when I went to the board, I talked to Mr. Arnold, we put together the levels of service, because you can't just cram it down your throat. You get to choose. Right? You choose to talk to your commissioners. Your commissioners choose on the dice. But you got to have something to choose. My job to come up here and inform you and educate you on what you're currently getting. For a long time, Villages Fire Department and the Sumter Fire Department, we were making each other's quality better. Newer trucks, renovations to fire stations, contemporary equipment, technology, paperless, efficiencies. Those lieutenants, the folks you see in the red helmets out there, associate's degrees. Required. The time sheets right around the buggy, it's not like my truck, but it has a topper. Show up to the scene and take command of it and tell people what to do. Coordinate everything. Like a marionette. Bachelor's degrees required. Certifications required. Paramedic required. The folks, administrative, deputy fire chiefs, myself, master's degrees required. Certifications required. It's not a bunch of folks out here just showing up because we've always done it. The two departments have engaged each other in quality service for all these years. Now, your independent district handles their own thing. They are setting their own rates. We are setting our rates. Right? You're going to influence your commissioners are going to set rates. These rates are going to be designed for the level of service that we have. Level 1, like we discussed before, still more, but we can't do both. So we pull back and say, we're going to go ahead and just staff the 7 engines. The ones that we jump out of every now and then, to make sure we have 6 ambulances, we're just going to always have 6 ambulances and just 7 engines. Run like that. Level 2 puts us where you can have both, but still run a bit short. But it gets us out of this or that situation. Level 3 gets us into a situation where I can expand and put 7 to 8 ambulance on and not pull the fire engines down. Or I can put more people on fire and not pull ambulances out. Solid rates. You'll see the rates. Right? Little differences for larger units. That's nice.
With, and I'll see every meeting I go to, I pay $350 or $300 a year for my trash to get new done. I don't have any problem handing these guys $655. No problem. So I guess my question would be with the fire service. So now we're looking at you got, and this is the big bonus that is number 3, right? So right now we've got 2 people here at Lake Camp. If they get called out, these service times in this area go from 5 minutes to how long?
Drive time from Bushnell or Coleman.
So we're looking
15.
15, 20, 25 minutes.
Let's talk about response time too while you brought it up. Travel time is only one element of response time. Anybody here called 911? Right? Call 911, have them come to your house. You're like, oh, it seems so ridiculously long. They should be here immediately. We get it, clock ticking. You talk on the phone with 911. They're getting some answers from you. They dispatch us. They're still on the phone when they dispatch us. The firefighters don't immediately they're not just sitting in the truck waiting, right? They're either busy or they're doing something or they're down. But, our golden rule, less than 90 seconds. Get up from your chair and go to your truck in less than 90 seconds one day. It ain't a swift thing. You decide you're going to go somewhere, you get up, keys, your wallet, out the radio, where are you going, go out to the vehicle, that time flies by. They're doing it relatively quick. Then the travel is travel. Travel is business. I can't tell the firefighters to drive faster. Then they're getting more vehicle wrecks. Yes, sir.
A minute ago you talked about right trucks AMR with it. And you said now money we would have to pay them. Now we get that money. We need that. Why is it if you're getting that money now, but each time ambulance goes out, why that doesn't pay what like we get?
They weren't getting money that we would pay them. It's your insurance. You were getting billed by AMR.
So,
right.
My insurance pay you?
Right.
So my insurance pay you.
Yes, sir.
So you get the same amount of money. So
those amount of collections do not equal the amount of money it costs to run the service. The reason why that private was able to do it because it's AMR, American
it
Medical.
costs me $500 to get a trip to the hospital. Look, can you tell me that $500 will be covered your my insurance paid out?
No, sir. It
About
doesn't.
$200 for that.
No, sir.
What do you pay those guys?
So
Or $50 an hour? Or what?
no, 15.
They wish. They like
Like $15 an hour.
What was
You
that?
hospital and back for 3 hours, and then gas and vehicle use, and that's $500.
But you're also paying insurance.
No.
Listen,
I'm talking about my insurance paying that.
right.
But I'm
So
saying
a firefighter, EMT, making $15 an hour to start. Their salary, their retirement, their
I get that.
insurance.
30. That's what we give $30 an hour. $30 an hour.
$90,000 a year.
$90.
Cost me $90,000 a year per part. Ish.
And you pay what? $15 an hour. You touch somebody residents already.
Huh?
Every homeowners are one of each all. How many people live on this road? Do you know?
How many people live in Lake Minnetonka?
We got $350 times.
It's not per person, it's per parcel.
It's
For the
for
whole town,
residential.
for residential.
Yes.
For the whole town. Right. So those
You talk about
several million dollars.
Wait a minute. What about
With a budget of $21 million, $2.5 million worth of
the RV park next door to me? 560 some odd sites. And that's per person. So person on each one of those sites. So it's 560 times.
Not yet. It's not
Why
that yet.
wouldn't it?
It's 124 per improved parcel now. That's why the change needs to happen. Because unless you have a fire assessment.
You got one person living on each one of those sites over there. 560 of them. Why wouldn't they each have to pay them out?
Because that's not how it really is.
Why?
Because that's how it's been set for years.
If every one of them had a pet call
If you look at the business
Exactly.
study,
Yeah.
they're gonna charge them per square foot is what they're planning on doing.
I just had a comment about back to Mr. Asher. One of the things that's at a discussion is the COR cost of readiness. Right. You're talking about them actually doing something. They go there, they pick you up with the ambulance, and they drive you to the hospital. They're going to get X amount of dollars. Problem is, their cost of readiness, 70% of it's down for them. And that's because they have to be ready to respond to something or go somewhere. So when you start to factor that in, you say, oh yeah, we got a truck, we went to the hospital, and you figure gas, and the guys in the truck are making $15 an hour. You go in there through stuff, and you go, wow, you make money there.
They're already paying that now.
The problem is
We're already paying that you want that top.
But
Please,
sure,
sir,
it takes to get quick, but you gotta have the
but 70% of their
start
time
with.
is sitting, waiting for that call to happen, and we're paying that no matter what. So I just want to throw that out there when you're factoring all
We're already
the
paying that now, right?
What's the ratio?
Now I'm on top of that again.
So they took over a bunch of circuits.
So, hold on. I got a question, side discussion, and a question. What was your question?
If you would explain how to work in accounting, what's the cost of one truck? What's the cost of one ambulance? Then you add in the staffing.
Yeah. Annual goods cost around $300,000. Fire trucks are almost $1 million now. Ladder truck almost $2 million now. And that's inflation over the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the ambulances that I said that we're building, we paid for those. And it's a good thing we paid for them back then because we'd be paying $40,000 to $50,000 more per truck now if you're buying them now. And it's still 36 months out. So I actually have to start thinking now, how much, when I finally get them, how much time am I going to have them before I got to start replacing them? Because 3 years ahead of that's when I got to start planning for that. That's capital. That's capital over $10,000. That's why I've included the MSPU that we're talking about. MSPU is for fire prevention. It can't be, it's not capital $10,000. All of those factors play in. We're doing that on this thin line right now. So, if it ends up being, we don't want to pay that, and commissioners say, we're not going to pay that, the fire service that you have is not going to be the fire service that you had. It's just not sustainable. Question back in.
Some primary question is, I come in like about it's $350 a year per household, right?
It hasn't been set
Well,
much. But
that's what I want.
Yeah, right, close enough.
Sir, is your life worth $350 a year?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, you
I'm saying, that much.
That's what they need. That's what they need. It's inflation. Everything else is gone up like that. Their rate go up.
I think you need to think globally. Here's what I look at globally. I think only 6%.
All I'm saying is, I come from Western New York. You know, the majority of small towns in this country have volunteer fire departments.
Yeah, so
How do they do it?
But you guys think not everybody has insurance and pays like $50 insurance. So the local guy is going to transport the citrus 4 times in the last month. He has no insurance. They can't tell him nothing. I want to build this guy one thing.
I want to answer the volunteer fire question because that's come up a few times. Yeah. Why can't we just have volunteer firefighters?
I'm saying,
Listen,
It don't work because they had it before and it don't work.
we had volunteer firefighters. And we consolidated all of those volunteer fire departments together into one combination department where they paid cheap and a lot of volunteers. I was one of them, Bushnell Fire Department. Right. My dad was one of them, Bushnell Fire Department. Right. Kevin and I met doing that 25 years ago. Okay.
I thought this meeting was to tell us why we're gonna have to pay so much per month for a sewer. I didn't know.
That's coming.
Yeah, that's coming.
That's coming.
That's coming after this.
So what I got.
There.
Oh, no. Oh, my phone.
I'll explain.
It's coming.
At least the water is a thing.
So the volunteer fire service fizzled in the county because most of the volunteer firefighters retired. I was a volunteer firefighter and I went to work full time. The others that didn't or couldn't come work for us retired or did other things. And we were having delays in response time because firefighters wouldn't answer the call. So much so that there was a fire station on 476 out by the river, right? For a long time, what we thought was coming from there, those volunteers were coming. Where were they coming from? Bushnell, right? We found that there weren't a lot of people willing to volunteer, and the ones that were willing to volunteer, we trained them and hired them, and they're still here. Yeah. So going back to that, I think is a step in that service, quality of service thing.
I'm not saying I'm just wondering how they manage it. You said,
I don't know how they do it.
how do they buy that $1 million, fire?
I don't know.
How do they buy the 300,000,
It's
Yeah.
different. It's up north. I mean, it's an Irish.
I got 1, 2, 3. So
4 nights ago, my brother was in an ambulance, he coded, and he wasn't again. Being on by himself, I was not years, like 4 days ago, when he was gone. So I appreciate, I'll pay anything.
he's alive now.
Yes, he's doing not great, but he was gone.
$355.
That's right, my brother's my mother and that.
Thank you for that comment.
Absolutely.
I think what people need to look at, I am a retired hairdresser. People used to say, oh my gosh, $15. You're like here with me 15 minutes. This is what it costs. It goes towards my rent. It goes towards my tools, which people don't understand. A hairdresser, scissors are $500. God knows what you guys' tools are. My insurance, my education, my taxes. All of that stuff is in that cost. It's not just the cost of the two people.
All
Or
of
the
the
other
equipment,
service.
Yeah.
all of this stuff that is disposable, so we use it one time and then can't be used on another person. The maintenance on that equipment, it has a shelf life, it has an end life, so eventually you have to replace that stuff. Everything wears out. Utilities, you name it. Anything, almost everything that you have to pay for in your house, we have to pay for in our house. It's a house, West Coast Firehouse. Man,
We live in an old firefighter. I
thank
was an instructor.
Uh-huh.
I came from New York State.
you.
And I also taught in the state of Jacksonville. If you want volunteers, I'm going to tell you right now, I did both. I was a housewife. I was in the National Guard. I would be in school. Hey, you're going to go off. See ya. No matter what I was doing, I had to book it. I had all my gear with me. Now, this doesn't include all of my continuing education for the medical paramedic, firefighting courses. We had people that are engineers course. We're talking volunteering. I wasn't paid. How many of these younger kids are going to do this? They're not. Everybody wants to do it.
To be honest with you, to answer your question, if those younger kids or those able-bodied people want to come be volunteers and they really want to be firefighters, I'll hire them. We have to get I recommend them.
It's not.
Yes, sir.
I just had a comment about, emergency stuff and all that. You were talking about it earlier. There's an app you can put on your phone called Pulse Phone.
Yep.
And it tells, and it'll tell you emergency, fire, police, everything like that. You know, accidents on the interstate, near you, everything. It's a really good app. And I recommend everybody sit on their phone. It's awesome. Pass the word around. Tell your friends and neighbors.
So some things that it won't do, it won't give you actual numeric addresses for certain types of calls because that's privacy, but it'll tell you the road it's on.
Yeah,
See how much is really happening.
Yep. Or how much isn't.
And this is to the crowd. Chief Hanson, I really want to thank you. I know from the meeting last year, man, they beat you up bad. They beat you up bad. And here we are a year later, almost a year later, and we're going into the same boat. So you folks here that agree with paying the $3.55 or whatever it may be, I'm going to ask you to please email your commissioners with the support. Go to the DOCC meetings, and instead of 500 people standing up there crushing the fire department and say they don't want to pay it, let's have 500 folks stand up there and say that our fire department's worth it.
Yeah.
And that we'll give them the $3.55 without complaining like last year.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So and that's
This year.
that's a good point. I'm not here to convince you 355. I don't want it, but I'm gonna whatever it ends up being. I'm here to educate you on what you're getting. Because the few times in the public's eye that this discussion has happened has been in a county commission either meeting or a workshop where there's lots of diagrams and I'm wearing a tie, right? And it's a lot of communication back and forth between us and the board, right? And there isn't this opportunity for this, right? So you sort of can't just say, well, you know what? They'll figure it out, and if they don't figure it out, well, it's their problem. This is my opportunity to come figure it out so that we can answer all these questions. Even if they seem controversial, even if they seem contemptful, that's good open dialogue. You gotta be able to say, I have this question, I don't understand what I'm getting. And if you don't understand it, you're not gonna buy it. If you don't know what kind of meat it is at Texas Roadhouse, you ain't gonna buy it. But if you know it's what you want and you know it's what you like, then you're okay with it, right?
I actually called it because of villages. So now I'm going to find this.
So before everything inside the county, Villages Fire and Scepter Fire was all together paid from general fund and a countywide NFBU, $124. Right? Countywide. There is a lot more homes and a lot more value in the buildings. So all this time, right? We are keeping up. We're countywide service. We're integrated. At one point, it was close to student response. We're all kind of running all the same calls, all mishmashed together, right? Dependent district needed to split that because their pace of growth needs to be faster and needs to be different than ours. It's no more that we're providing same or similar services, right? Me and Chief Twist, we worked together 20-something years ago in another department when we were volunteers in our homes and professionals elsewhere, right? We talk a lot. They outpace us call volume or one. They have 12, 13, 14, 18, however many, right? They have way more people. They run way more calls. And it's much different type of calls. So therefore, the two of us can't be on the same page anymore. Sumter needs to decide what Sumter needs. Villages needs to decide what Villages needs. And when I say that, I mean the fire department.
And they were saying that villages get paid taxes too. And I'm like, pay taxes.
Well, I mean, they got to pay taxes for fire.
They do.
They do.
And they
For
pay
them.
a lot of bonds.
There, but no,
They pay thousands of dollars a house
that's not right.
per month. You're not being there.
This thing don't matter. I'd rather it all be one county.
That's
So
that's 600.
So,
You're okay with decide. I can only talk to you about where we're at and what we're at. Right? That's the point, was to educate on what you have, what and where we're going. My plan is, the vision is, get us back to enough people on the fire trucks to be safe, effective and efficient, enough ambulances for us to be able to cover the areas without long response times, without 50 to 60% utilization, and running these firefighters and paramedics into the ground.
Does this include that Valley Mark station?
Soon, but I mean, right now we just gotta work with what we're working.
No, this doesn't include it. But
I'm sorry.
this doesn't include the new stations, just what we had.
So, yeah.
Recall what the budget was and what the taxes coming in were when it was one. Like one bill was going
I would hate to give you a wrong number and then be out here on record
How
giving
much
poor
difference?
numbers.
How much different you think it was? How much more money was coming in now? Then, of course, if any higher level of service, how much more money will generate? Don't have any idea.
I have an idea, but I don't want it to be too high or too low to tell you the wrong information, and then that leaves this room as, well, she said. I'd rather give you facts than make something up or figure generalities. That's all.
She has something to say.
Sorry, I didn't see that.
I'm going to say it's probably pretty busy this year, but we have villages selling and building. It's going to be $350 the next year, next day.
So they have their own
I
district.
know they
They're-
do, but they come to something down and
Sure.
they can't afford it.
That district will grow as they do, and that's why it's separate now. So what they need on their side would be what they pay on their side.
I do information, I said the same.
Wonderful.
So what about when they build all the churches? What about all those 700 and some houses they got buildings? What about those two?
That's the whole idea, is expand that most.
700 units. It's supposed to be- That's all good. That's all what, right? Maybe some of the house.
It'll still be in our district, so the revenue from those assessments and their ad valorem taxes
So it's still.
comes to us, comes to the fire department, because we'll have our own, right?
Maybe they need to take care of them. Right. They pay for it. So you guys don't, when they build, they just build, they don't see what insurance is going to be a part of us.
So that's growth for us, right? Meaning, I don't mean growth for us, but the growth in general is if there's more people paying, and that lets us keep up with the demand of having to now respond to that.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't want to eat too much more into the meeting because I know there's a whole other couple of folks going to talk about. I'll stick around if you still want to talk, have other comments. Hell, I'll even stick around for the place. Come talk to me. I'll answer any questions I can. But I also don't want to take up too much more of the time because I know you guys some other things.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Y'all want to come up real fast? So this is our real fast. We'll keep it short. So y'all can talk about sewage issue.
I know, right? It's a long day.
He's been here with you for many meetings. This is definitely law. Definitely has to a bloodhound handler. Here, what they do, and the recent call they were involved with the missing kid.
All right, so everybody's ready to see me in the news budget time. It's been amazing. It's been a roller coaster. But thanks to her, we got her about 3 months ago. She's assigned to me. That's Cindy. And Stephanie Henry, worked the Bloodhounds. She has Uso, I have Indy. So that Monday, I responded. She started tracking, trying to find Peyton. And we worked at the rest of the country, had his prison come out. But for some reason, we weren't getting like a really good track. There's something missing. So we worked that until like started at like 10:15. When we finished, we were there. We finished 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was stayed. Went home, and by that time, we had volunteers in the whole community came to work. And prison stuff came, other people, citrus, Sumter. I even asked Lake County to see them come out with their officers, bloodhounds. So, I mean, that was amazing. I woke up that afternoon. I was driving to the scene. I was like, "What is happening?" There's so many, and these are volunteers and all like detectives and you name it. We were all like, and I show up, and then we take it. I'll see you.
It's like I'm over here.
So yeah, so we start off in a different spot from the back, you know, and we start trying the same way. Start tracking the same way, and I go, "This is the same thing we did last night." And I go, "Okay, let me see if you do something different." So she did something different, and we started tracking towards the river. And I go, "Okay, this is different." Then all of a sudden, everything starts changing. I go, "Hey, I didn't see that. I didn't see that." I go, "Okay, this is looking promising." I go, "Okay, all right." Start going, and your brain, you know, you probably see that, "Hey, I'm looking for a wrench or something," and then everything starts looking like a wrench. So I'm looking for footprints, and then I go, "Okay, where's that looking for footprint?" And I go, "I don't know. I'll leave it." And all of a sudden, I saw something else. I go, "That was a footprint." I go, "There's no way that we're gonna push it back." Now we're going into the swamp, walking, and she's tracking, and he says that he's watching her take the water. Well, when she takes the water, the scent is in the water because it's very sticky. So she'll get the water into her mouth. It looks like she's drinking water, but no, you can see it just dripping down her jaw. And the funniest thing that we did, because we both fell in the same hole, she's swimming, but she's only like this tall. So I'm like, "Okay, well, maybe it's this high." And then I step in there, and I take one step, and that water goes all the way to my neck. I'm like, "Oh, what is that?" So we're still tracking, we get her out. She's still going. And I'm looking around. I mean, my eyes are big. The alligator snakes, you name it. Everything was coming to my mind, and I go, "This is not safe." I go, but she's still tracking. She's on it. I feel amazing that, you know, she's still tracking, and I go, "All right." I turn around to Henry, and I go, "Hey, this is going to get stopped and get a whole mess of people because everybody's bitching to come in here and start trying searching for this kid. And I know he's here. I can expect somebody that he's here." So so right now she's wearing a collar. When she's wearing a little vest, there's a clip in the back too. So that's when she knows, "Hey, I'm tired." But I took her off the harness, and that pretty much almost turned her off. It doesn't work because when we were leaving the swamp, uh, getting into like the muddy, slippery stuff, we start walking into there. All of a sudden, body behavior changes. She's tracking, and I check her again, and then I'm like, "She is tracking." I go, "This is amazing." I go, "All right, hold on, girl." Flip her back to the harness. Now we're tracking, and she's got that face and a little bebop. I call it a bebop, and I can recognize it. And she's just going. I go, "Now instead of following through the mud, now we're going back in the water." And I go, "All right, let's go." But I know she's tracking. The whole feeling, it's a feel. Most of everything, you know, your dog, it's a feeling. So the feelings are amazing. I go, "Okay, you do you. I'm just gonna help." And going, passing on more logs, and I turn around and I go, "Hey, I hope I'm taking logs and not alligators." This is scary. So we're going, huge tree that had fallen down, and I go, "Man, that's a big old tree." And as we pass the tree, everything just came to a stop. Just imagine everything turned white, and all it is just you, the dog, and a person over there that I even know. Is that horse supposed to be tracking? Is that him? And I start getting on myself and turning, and I go, "Who else is gonna be here? Come on!" And now this time, then he looks at me, and I get closer and closer, and I recognize him because I had eaten with him, and he's shivering, shaking, and I started yelling. And I was like, "What?" I started yelling some more. "Oh my goodness! I can't believe it!" I grabbed the dog. I'm grabbing. She doesn't know what's going on. I just grabbing her because in the first find, Vine solidifies a relationship to the train. Like today's Tuesday. Every Tuesday we train. 5 hours to train each other, and that's what we did. But until that doesn't happen, it doesn't say, "Hey, what you're doing is work." And that day, we needed to work.
Yeah.
And he didn't. So I see him, and it was just like we are celebrating. Hey, my right hand, and because I train the dog, he tracks me, and he tries to vertical. So I'm not anything. I'm not easier. So then we were the ones that were there. All three of us, we were there. So he was swimming, I was in. It was amazing. I mean,
That's what makes you heroes. Yeah.
well, I just
If the public size you
in the public side, yes. I'm just
did your job.
I did my job. I'm very happy that we were able to find him and alive and well. I mean, because bug bites and dehydration, I mean, that's a big deal. 23 and a half hours. You didn't know really now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now we're at Monday. So,
was on here, so it's gonna be out for a well, that's how you said so much. Well, I just answer that from the overall perspective. And what did you come in and do that in 2 years?
Yeah.
Hazel's out there, and I can tell you the search effort was one of the largest that I've personally seen in Southern Africa ever done. The resources that were out there being solid. When he went home that night, we brought in more dogs with the helicopters flying the whole time, including citrus, because the dogs had trapped in the citrus county. And the belief in the morning was that he had gone in citrus county, so they it as well. So we had two fighters coming in with the two together as we were doing the search. And Chancy was out there with his crew, and they were beating the bushes, and they were doing all the things that they needed to do. And then that's when we got midday, and we go out and back start over again in that area because some things about where the other dogs to try to see what at us and what it does that, and that's just looking off the track. But the amount of resources plus the volunteers that two commands, if you will, and or we were working, plus we had the volunteer command folks at the church where the public was coming out, so the sign people to handle people coming in. Because especially in those areas, we don't want people coming and just going and looking. Because then we're gonna be looking for more people. So we had a check-in spot where people would check in, we were teaming them up with a deputy, and also we had a team, so they were responding together out to other areas to search. I mean, it's a very large operation. But they did a great job and chance to this tap them down as well. Because they really wanted out there sweating, burning about $1,000 nowadays.
I
So
live half a mile in from the swamp where this young man was found. And when they talk about brains being swamp, it's swamp. I saw the dog tracks in the ground. I heard the dog howl. Up since 11 o'clock the night before with a helicopter with their lights up. It was amazing. Sheriff's Department.
And I just want to point out before I make another question is, remember the, I don't know how many people were here before when we do the programs and we talk about state suffer programs? Because of his involvement with our victim advocate, we all met Sharon Michigan. One of the programs is the sex tips, remember? We, through our program through Sharon, made him using incentives. So that's the program coming to full fruition. It's not for those kids, not for any more difficult, but that's the bit one. So my question, yeah, that's so it works.
yeah, it works. I mean, you put it on jar. I know 100%. Sometimes I even show up to the house and go, okay, let's do this thing. I'll do it for you. And then if I make it, I close it, seal it. I know that nobody else is touching it. I don't have to deal with, hey, maybe this grandpa or grandma or somebody touched it. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to receive. 100%. But
I think that's a whole beautiful way to get it.
absolutely. Yeah, so you go get it. Someone else by sending them his canine. Who's in charge of it. So, yeah.
And we're getting another. You're right, it's in a diesel. But yeah, yes, well, they should. We're getting another one as well. So one of the things Sharon's doing, and I was talking about all of it, I don't get again, I said, he, we trapped them so long. We're tired. So what happens is, if you're not going to find them, try to read distance or circling back and then trying to trade canine down sometimes. And that's, you end up, yeah, that's beautiful. So the handlers, if not for the hand, dogs only as good as the hand. And he had some of the best handlers. So I mean that his dogs do different things and he really felt canine in our hand. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't think I think I stared on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, they scared of me. I like puppies.
Okay. This is what y'all been waiting for. I've been doing a little checkup on this Florida government utility activity. They rate a 1.3 out of 5 stars. That's not good. But there are special purpose government entity that acquires, owns, improves, operates water and waste treatment plants in the state of Florida. What they're going to do, thanks to Andy, you give me John Temple. I'm going to give him a call tomorrow. He's a state representative. Sumter County has nothing to do with this. I'll tell you all about it. This is all state. The FEUA has already been approved to sign on to a loan of $50 million. They got 8 stages. First, second, third will be from the I-75 up to about 2 miles. But
That's right here.
the big problem is the first person that signs the agreement, that means it becomes state law and it's mandatory that everybody has to pay on the loan when they'll be putting the sewer line in and as far as the they told me that in Dundallen a person donated $1 million so the people in Dundallen don't have to pay anything to loan. But here in Lake Ann, what they think your sewage bill will be around $40 a month. You still be paying your water bill. The loan payment can range anywhere from $110 to $216 a month. So if you take the 40, that's $150 to $262 a month. For 20 years, you're going to be paying sewer line. I'm going to do my best to try to get hold of John Johnson. Come, hey, we don't want this. I mean, it's the
You should destroy God.
if the Florida that and get a grant from the state for $50 million, so we don't have to pay. That would be good. I told him
I agree.
at the meeting, I says, there's a lot of people who can't afford that. He said, well, what we'll do, we'll figure out how many people in the house and how much their monthly.
Who was that person, Mr. Arnold?
Pardon?
Who was that person that's telling you that? What was that gentleman's name?
John, the people for the FUGUA, I had I forget what his name is, but I'm going to call John Temple and we need help fast, real quick, because tomorrow we're going to turn this in. They said they're going to do it on June 5th. They're going to turn it in to the state for approval. So that means
I got something to ask you.
what?
Did they put the sewer treatment plant in as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And that they're gonna do that. This new park that they're supposed to build out here with the golf course, and they're supposed to have their own package plant. Are they gonna pick that up? Because if that's what's going on, I got a gut feeling.
Yeah.
I got a real good gut feeling.
Basically, no, everything is still up in the air. I'm just saying what I said, the payment people
But it's, if they can come in and they say, okay, this guy's only getting $700 a month, we'll make this thing at $25 a month. This guy over here is getting $6,000 a month.
Why should that?
What they're trying to do, what you're trying to say is the nitrogen in the lake is bad enough for them to come in now, and the state's the one that says, okay, they got to report the nitrogen level is bad, so.
It's something white. It's my accountable. I said that I was thinking of question that they had to present it to. Yes. They have to present it to the deal. They can't call. The state said, "Oh, they have to present it." See that? Right? So they, that would have called the same thing.
Right.
They can't do that without something happening. It sounds like they want it. It sounds like they like it here. They told us that. They told us that just happened. Well, we don't know. That's the our colleague said was that so they came in and lost me live. They moved us that last.
Yeah. 123 on a short.
Right. It was like I was feeling like I was trying to use like I'm just gonna choose myself. That's how it felt. It felt like it was like they were hiding some of the stuff that they were saying. Yeah. It was just I don't know what is a water have nothing to do. But they invited them, according to
They got a call from just from the state. They got a call from the state to have these people come in and speak. Okay. Now, what they're going to do is, they're going to present to the code, and if it's approved, then they'll come back and approve that sign on agreement to go along with it. That's then it turns into a state law. It's mandatory that everybody has to pay the law.
Approved by who?
We should all be calling the state. We should all be calling the state.
You need to call them.
I didn't buy. Okay, you said it's on their website. They signed, and everybody has to pay the loan. Are you paying a loan for your book? Yeah, there could be.
When the construction starts, that's when you start to have one thing.
Okay, so just quick question. It was a long meeting. It was held a couple days ago. I put it on, look on the forum pages and see the links, 2 hours long, very boring. But they went over a lot of information. But after the meeting, I still had follow-up questions. So that's why I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. Notice some of the questions. I will post it on the 3 forum pages, the follow-ups, okay? Then I'm going to have Andy's awesome. I'll talk to him afterwards, for the meetings too. He's our representative of commissioners. I said, who organized and initiated the management of the community meeting? Who requested and provided funding for the study and when? Why was the study done now? What initiated it? Benefits of having a wastewater facility. Is this wastewater facility a DP requirement or related to a law, statute, or such? Is FTAU a nonprofit or such? Which it sort of is. Importance of community input. DEP involvement. How the local community can help get involved. How does this affect waste association customers? How does this affect non-water associated customers? Where do you hope the grants funding will come from? And the limit cost per ECR represents each person has their own amount. I'm saying these really quickly because these answers I will do this and I will follow up when they get back to me because he said he is.
You put it on word now?
Yes. Yep. Those 3 locations. I need to follow up with the commissioners too. But yeah, 3 other ones. When were the start and end dates of the study? Sorry, where was the September 25th publication held? There was one I didn't even know about that one. And does the current plan include the future large RV park, key to development thing they have going on here? And any other important information they had to get. So that's a lot of questions.